Hi there, my name is Jay Glugi, and I'm the Development Manager at Horizon International. Well, we sell our Quality Essential Suite product, which we like to call QES. Today I wanted to show you our item specification functionality and how you can create customer item specifications, which you can then send via email or save to Excel for internal use. In another video that I created, we built an item called Red Cup, and we use that as an example for our item inspection copy functionality, which allows you to copy item specifications from one item to another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that Red Cup item specifications to show you how this powerful feature can be used. So let's first create a new item so we can start from scratch, really. So I'm going to go to operational data and items. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new item called yellow cup. This is, and lot tracked. I don't really need to create serial lots, but let's save this. And so yellow 01. Lot quantity is, let's say there's 4 per a box, quantity to create, and we're going to create 3 boxes. Date received is today, and the expiry date, let's say in 2 weeks. Okay, and then I'm going to add them to the item. All right, so now that we've created the item, let's open the inspection entry form and add that item to our inspection that we have created. So I'm going to go to master data, inspection entry. I'm then going to go to the on receipt inspection. Okay, I'm going to, and just to show you, it currently has these 5 tests. So it has these heat resistance, volume, and color code. And then I created 2 other tests. Do not print this record on the specification, and do not put this test on an item specification. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in inspection items, and I want the yellow cup. So I click add, and it adds it to the inspection. I click save. Now I go back to my item, and I'm going to hit save just in case, and then I'm going to hit refresh. So what I'm doing here is that because I added new tests to the inspection as well as the item to the inspection, this specification window would be blank until I click the refresh button. So I have all these different tests that I can add to my, kind of like a template for the specification. So I want to add the color code. I want to add the heat resistance. I want to add the volume. And I don't want to add this not on specification, but I do want to add this not printed on specification. So I'm going to add this. Now, the not printed on specification, I want to change the print on report. I'm going to uncheck it. Okay, because I don't want this particular specification to print anywhere. So you can change your categories, and we have, you can create item specification categories of your own, and sort these things differently on your reports. I'm going to change the sort order. So I'm going to say the color code is 1, 2, let's see, color code, this is going to be number 4, and then this is number 3. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this is the order that I want those tests to appear on my specification. So I'm finished this part of it, so I'm going to click save. All right, so let's now go to the item specification form and show you how it works. So I'm going to go to reports, and item specifications. So one of the things that you can set is the report layout. So if you create a specification for multiple customers, you can modify those specifications and put things like their logos, their customer names, etc., on the reports. So what I want to just quickly show you is how to modify one of those reports easily. So I'm going to click on the designer, and I'm going to create a new item specification report. So I click on new, and this is Aaron Fitz item spec. And the report description is, this is a customer specific item specification report for ARON Fitz company. All right, so the report base type is going to be item specification, and then in order to save this record, I need to design a report at least once. So I'm going to design this report. So now that the item specification report is open, what I want to do is oh, you can't see that, just a second. My apologies. So what I want to do is, in this field list over here, here are all of the different fields that you can add to the report. So what I want to do is I want to add the customer name to the report. So how about just like right there? All right, now the thing is, Aaron Fitz doesn't want the specification description to show, nor do they want to see the specification code. They don't sell as a different item, so let's delete that. And their products don't expire, so we're going to remove the expiry date. So now we can do this. We can move all of these fields up here. Right. Now, this is where, if you wanted to, you could add, because this is a customer-specific report, you could add their logo. But for this demo, we're not going to do that. So I click on Save. And actually here, I will, just so that we know, this is AARON Fitz specific. Okay, so I'm going to click Save. Okay, and now I'm going to close this. I'm going to click Save once more to save the entire record. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a generic item specification that will export to Excel. So I'm going to click New, and this is Excel export item spec internal. This is our internal item spec, which we export to Excel. Now, technically, all of these item specifications will exist within the quality product, and you may or may not want to export them, but I'm really just showing that functionality. So this is going to be item specification, again, is the report base type. I'm going to hit design report. Okay, so this is export to Excel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to center that text, and hey, I'm just going to leave it pretty much the same way and hit save. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to click save again. And now we're ready to actually go ahead and create the item specification. So because I created a whole bunch of report layouts, I'm going to click on refresh in order to refresh this report layout name. And now we will click on new. The specification code will be, Aaron Fitz Aaron Fitz red cup. Okay. Okay, so the report layout is going to be the Aaron Fitz item spec, and the customer, of course, is going to be Aaron Fitz. The item is going to be the item that we set up here, which is a yellow cup. Oh, that's correct. This is not red cup. This is yellow cup. So the item is going to be yellow cup. And then we have a sell as item. So if we sold Aaron Fitz this yellow cup as a yellowish cup, you could put a different sell as item so that when they got the specification, it would show their particular item number. So the effective date is, let's go Monday the 1st. The expiry date of this is going to be, let's say not 2019, let's go 2020, sometime in July 15th. So this specification has a particular lifespan and it will expire in 2020. Okay, so I click on save and then I click generate lines. Now in the generate lines process, you'll notice how it only has 4 tests assigned to that specification. And it only has 4 instead of 5 because we left this not on item specification. We left it out of the template as per se. So when you generate the lines, it doesn't show that particular test. The other thing that we did is we said not printed on report. So what it does is it pulls the defaults from this grid and we unchecked the print on report. Okay, so if we go back to item specifications, we shall now just click save because we've generated our lines, and then we're going to preview. So the preview shows, and because we've put a particular test code in a different category of specification, that's why it sorts them this way. You can, of course, change this report any way you want, and logos, graphics, different criteria codes, different information, anything that you want. You can modify this report so that it's a standard report. So one of the things you can do is, now that you know that the specification is correct, what we can do is we can finalize the specification. If you finalize a specification, it means that no one can come in here and make changes to it. No matter what happens to your testing values for criteria, this item specification will always show the same information. So what we're going to do is we simply just click finalize specification, and it checks off the finalize button and it makes everything read only. Okay, so fairly simple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new specification, and I'm going to show you how to export it to Excel. So I click on new, and this is internal yellow cup spec. This is the yellow cups internal specification. The report layout was the one that I generated, which was the Excel export. There's no customer. The item is yellow cup, and there's no sell as item. And I'm not going to put an effective or expiry date because this is our internal testing. As well, I'm not going to finalize the specification. You can if you want, but on this particular demo, I'm not going to. So what we're going to do is so we've saved this. We're going to preview it. Okay, so here's, oh, whoops, I forgot to generate lines. So I'm going to generate my lines. And now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to preview. Okay, so here's the export to Excel. And here you can see a little icon with a mail. So I'm going to XLS export. Let's go single file. And I'm going to say, okay, you can show the grid lines if you like. You can change the sheet name if you like. So we're going to click OK. And it asks us where would we like to save it. I'm just going to save it here. And now what's happened is it has created an email with the Excel export report format. Let me just open that up. And here it is. So you can then, file, save. But I guess I created it from an email. So let's, we can send this to people if we wanted to. So let's close this. We can also print, or we can save. Now, but really, the functionality that I want to show is that we can export this to an Excel file without having to use the email functionality. So again, single file, I click OK, and then I'm saving it just to my downloads. I say save. Do I want to open it? Sure. And then here is the report file. So it pretty much shows you this. Then you can just, file, save, and you can save it wherever you want. If you have a particular directory that you hold your internal specifications in for the majority of your users to look at. Of course, all of those specifications are stored within quality, especially if you finalize them. Here is a PDF of this particular specification. This PDF, because this specification is finalized, this PDF will never change. So if a customer ever asks you to send them the document that you created back in 2017, you can show them their specification from that particular date and time. So that's where the effective date and expiry dates come in, because now what I can do is I can create a new specification called, let's clear this. What I can do is let's say we're at 2020 right now. So what I can do is I can click copy, and the new specification code. So this is going to be AARON fits yellow. Okay, and heck, you can put a 2. Okay, so it creates another one, although we can really call it exactly the same. But the effective date is going to be from, let's go 2020, July, July 15th. So let's go July 16th, and the expiry date is going to be that same year, 2023. Okay, so save. And then generate lines. Okay, so here's all the specifications that we've put together, and we can finalize this. So you can see the different specifications as the years go by. So here's the one from 2019 to 2020, and then here's the one from 2020 to 2023. Really, if the customer never changes their specifications, then of course they would just always use this one, and you wouldn't have an effective and expiry date. So that's about all the functionality. There's a few more little things that I could go through, but for example, the sell as item. But that's fairly simple. You just change your report to show the sell as item, and then you set this to whichever value the customer wants, and you can move forward. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this provided some value for you, and we'll see you in the next video.